I'll sit in the hallway.
Yeah. You charge for notice? People do.
A lot of places, like your bank and your
Councilman Calamini?
free.
I've always
Otherwise,
done
we'd
it.
have to establish a charge.
Hey, Russell. I've always done it. The light is on, which means we're on the air. It's live television. So everyone, welcome to the Oakland Mayor and Council meeting. Today is February 9th, 2022. Roll call.
Mayor Schwager.
Here.
Councilman Kamala.
Here.
Councilman Vinatelli.
Here.
Councilman Saliani.
Here.
Councilman Slasinski.
Here.
Councilman Calamini.
Here, barely.
Councilman Van Ack.
Here.
All right, everybody look at your cell phone. Put it on mute, please, so it doesn't disturb the meeting. I put mine on mute. And also, we ask that you refrain from texting, because by texting, you could be in violation. It could be construed as a violation of the Open Public Meetings Act, and it's also very disturbing, and so please refrain from texting. At this time, we'll stand for the salute to the flag, and if you're wearing skates, be careful, and remain standing for the moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law duly announced, advertised, and posted in the municipal building. The meeting will adjourn at 10 p.m. unless the majority of the council members that are present vote to extend the time. I'm going to read my very short mayor's report, and then we're going to deviate and have the children then get their awards and their pictures so that they can leave. And the reason why I wanted to read my mayor's report first, because it's very special tonight. It's a night where we're honoring our young residents in town. And I'm going to talk about a young girl that was honored at Academy of Holy Angels. I received this text, well actually it was an email from the school, and it's a very special honor, and I thought I wanted everybody to hear this. She's an Oakland resident, Alexandra Valdez. Alexandra, I hope you're listening. I know a lot of your colleagues, not colleagues, but your fellow students at the school are going to be listening. Alexandra Valdez, also known as Allie, is a student at the Academy of the Holy Angels. Alexandra was one of 4 students who received the Sister Catherine Kindness Award in January. Each angel was recognized for continuing the inspirational kindness for which Sister Catherine Green was known. Sister Catherine, a beloved member of the religious studies at the school from 1982 to 2014, was an attentive listener with a ready smile and a nurturing spirit. Alexandra was honored for being a consistent model of kindness and compassion. Alexandra inspires kindness among her classmates through her caring nature and personality. A fellow classmate wrote that Allie is supportive, caring, friendly, and inclusive. She is recognized as bringing positivity to her school and is an amazing teammate. Academy of Holy Angels, located in Demorest, New Jersey, was founded by the school's Sisters of Notre Dame in 1879 and is noted as the oldest private girls' school in Bergen County. And then I received an amazing, inspirational text yesterday, so hot off the press. Alexandra has been named to the principal's list for the second quarter for maintaining an average of 95 and over. So that's very special. Yeah. We also have another special night tonight for Alex Myers, who is on the Environmental Commission. A community has no greater riches than the dedicated service of its people. In recognition and appreciation for your many years of exemplary service as a dedicated member of the Oakland Environmental Commission, your expertise as an environmental professional was extremely beneficial to the Borough of Oakland. The Mayor and Council commend and thank you for your dedication and commitment to the Borough. We wish you continued good health and happiness in all your future endeavors. And I'm told he was on the commission for over 10 years?
He was on the commission for over 10 years. He helped us tremendously with his experience in environmental science, also with his experience with the Bergen County hazmat team.
So
Very,
Alex,
very excellent.
Alex,
member.
thank you for your service.
Thank you, Alex.
And now, this is an important message for everybody to listen to, especially all those people who go to the recreation fields. No dogs are allowed in the recreation complex. They're not allowed on our fields, and they're not allowed on our walking path. We have a beautiful dog park in Great Oak Park to let your dogs run, but not in our recreation complex. We have an ordinance that prohibits dogs on the rec field. So, beware, not beware of dogs, but beware of the police who will start enforcing our ordinance. And we want you to play safe, we want you to walk safe, and not have to worry about what dogs may leave behind. So we hope this message penetrates everybody. And remember, no dogs on the rec field. So at this time, we're going to deviate from our agenda. And you wanted to take a group picture, but first we have awards for our hockey team. And do you want to help?
Right,
Okay.
I'd be happy to.
Yeah, we have. Now, I'm told many students could not appear tonight because, guess what, they're playing hockey.
Is that hockey or hooky?
I think some people are headed to hockey. Anybody here on their way after this to, yep.
Right,
all
so why don't you go take your group picture first?
Yep.
Go ahead, go take your group picture. And then we'll do the certificates. So we have the blue team and then we have the gold team.
And we get everybody over here in the front. We can all line up. Some of you are taller than me already, so I'll stand in the front.
So this is blue team first, I think?
Yes.
It's everyone.
I think you were blue. Did you,
Everyone.
were you at the
Slide
last game?
Yeah.
Against
Yes.
one? Yeah, you were blue. This way?
Yep,
On the other side?
right here, behind the sign. There you go, get in there.
With the mayor,
Wait, I'm not gonna wear rollers.
I think you need to be in the middle.
Oh, okay, it's you, you're the coach.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, I'll give you the certificates of all the students who are playing hockey. But before we begin, I want to congratulate the parents. Because if it wasn't for you, these children would not be here. Playing and all your support. I'm sure you did a lot of driving and a lot of time spent. So, thank your parents. The parent. They deserve the thanks. Okay, Grant? Do you want to say anything about our rec commission?
I just want to congratulate all of our young athletes. It's impressive what you've been able to accomplish at such a young age. This is not easy. I know how competitive the other teams are in the other communities. So it wasn't easy what you did. It was all your time and dedication. Of course, thank you to your parents too. Everything to echo what the mayor said. For the young athletes, you make Oakland proud. Our entire governing body is honored to be able to have this opportunity to recognize you this evening. What you're able to accomplish at such a young age is just the start of what will be an even brighter future. And I heard your team is doing really, really good this year. Your commissioner tells me it's another great season. So hopefully we'll have you back next year to do a similar recognition. So congratulations.
This is for the blue team.
Okay. Whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of Oakland wish to congratulate the 2021 Oakland roller hockey team on winning the North Jersey Youth Roller Hockey Association, the NJYRHA Championship in the junior division. So Oakland beat Hawthorne in a best-of-3 series to claim the championship. Hawthorne, playing at home, won Game 1 with a score of 5-3. Oakland responded with back-to-back wins at home, 6-1, wow, and in Hawthorne, 7-2. That must have been a great game. Whereas no Oakland team has won the championship dating back to the 1990s. So that's really some accomplishment. Now therefore be it resolved that on behalf of the citizens of the Borough of Oakland, we wish to congratulate and recognize these athletes and their coaching and commissioners who claimed greatness with an exceptional season and who achieved extraordinary honors due to their steadfast commitment, superior skills, and dedication to the sport of roller hockey.
Very good.
There you go.
Good job, Coach.
Shane?
Shane is not here.
Okay.
Not here.
Brody Natarelli.
Yep.
No, Natarelli.
Oh.
No, he's not here.
We got half of it.
Brett,
Brett.
I'm not going to embarrass myself.
Congratulations, Brett. There you go.
Samantha,
Not here.
Not here.
Andrew,
Not
Will,
No.
Daniel Suazo,
No.
Dominic Casamano, Anthony Mazzola.
Yep.
Ah,
Anthony, congratulations.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And this is Brandon Ross. Brandon Ross. Xavier. Brody. Oh, I get to shake
The
your hand.
correct one.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ryan. Adam.
No.
Jared.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Jerry.
Danny Phillips.
No.
Jake.
No.
And Zach.
No.
All right. You are trusted to
All right.
Yes, and here are some clips so you know. And now this is for the gold junior roller hockey team from 2021.
I'm not going to reread it. This is pretty much the same thing.
Did you gonna hold it up so you could see it?
Yep.
You'll put it in the Danny D building, I'm sure. Ready? John. Will. I'll go fast. Ryan Ross.
No.
Oh, you know what? This is important. Undefeated season. This is incredible. Ryan Ross. Ethan Dixon. Angelo. Oh. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Angela.
Theo. Justin.
No.
Luke. Ty. I'm watching you.
She's in charge.
Owen.
No.
Jonathan. Did I miss anybody? Dominic.
No.
Casey.
No.
Luke. Vester.
No.
Jessica. Bleeker.
Yes.
Oh, I heard a yes. Congratulations.
Congratulations,
And
Jessica.
Brooke.
Jess.
On
You
the
need to go
skates.
play.
Be careful.
Go play.
All right, congratulations.
Celebration at the hockey rink when the weather gets warmer and there's no ice.
Maybe.
Maybe. And we'll celebrate there. Congratulations. And again, congratulations to the parents. And thank you.
I love the banners. Is this the debut? Is
Did
it-
you show
This is
that?
the debut of the banners.
Anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, just really quick. We have been knocking on the door of a championship for the last few years. Made it to the finals and was unfortunately cut short with COVID. Our junior team and our senior team both made it to the finals, but we unfortunately weren't able to play. The junior team level of competition that year was incredible. We had in the quarterfinals with the last games, it should take 12 games to play, or 12 periods to play 4 games. It took 22 periods to finish those 4 games. Every single game went into overtime, one going into 7. So it is very tight competition, and lately we've been coming out ahead. We're doing great this year. But this year in particular, we had so many kids at the junior level that we had to split into 2 teams. And usually when you split into 2 teams, it's kind of not the death of the program, but if you make 2 even teams, you usually end up somewhere in the middle. Or you have an A team and a B team, and one team does very well and one team doesn't win a game. And we made 2 even teams, and we dominated.
Wow.
We had one team go undefeated, wasn't even close, just absolutely undefeated, and the only losses they had were 2 overtime games to their co-teammates on the other team. That team then went on to win the championship, and it was just an amazing season for everyone. And that's why we decided we have the new rink. We got 2 banners, one for both teams, because we are all Oakland. And in the future, this should make a nice pinstripe right around the top. Because we are on our way. I believe we are in 1st or 2nd place, or 2nd and 3rd place on the junior level and the midget level this year already. It actually comes down to tonight's game and one more game if we will finish 1st, 2nd, or 3rd in both levels.
Wow.
Which, as you can see, Brooke's ready to go with a game tonight. Unfortunately, a lot of our kids couldn't make it. Indian Hills Ice Hockey had to reschedule last minute to tonight for a game. That's why Jess took off. She's gonna probably make it with about 2 minutes to spare. And we also had our lower level with a lot of our call-ups for juniors. They're all playing a game which starts in, I think, 8:15. So that's also gonna be another good one. So, but super proud of the kids. It was an incredible season. And Oakland, from our clinic level of 44 kids, I believe, this year, and the growth rate of especially our clinic level, which starts at kindergarten for everybody out there. Sign up often. It is all about fun and learning, and it's a true testament to the coaches and to the program of how many people stick with it all the way up through the levels through high school.
And thank you for what you do.
Oh.
And Mike.
Commissioner Bleeker, I don't think I even see your name on there.
I'm actually one of the coaches.
One of the coaches, okay. Well, not as commissioner, and
Not
that's,
as commissioner.
to me, that's servant leadership, and that's the backbone of Oakland and what makes Oakland such a wonderful community. All the parents, commissioners, and coaches, and our volunteers who pitch in to make it possible for these guys and gals to shine and make Oakland proud. So
And
thank you
also
again.
Mike Guardino, our rec chair.
Yeah, just really, thank you for all the coaches too. I mean, I know all these guys, they work hard, and they are all in on helping the kids. And we made a really good choice a few years ago in rebuilding the rink, so we'd have this, and hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys keep playing hard, and keep learning.
Thank you. All right. If you all want to start down there, you could go down and
Now I know you have
shake
to go
everybody's
play
hand,
hockey.
and all the councilmen want to say congratulations.
Yes. And congratulations to all the parents.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're the one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sylvester, my cousin is.
Oh,
And the little ones you give out.
Congratulations.
Great job. Congratulations. Great job. Can't bring you anywhere.
I know.
That's probably not right there. Congratulations. Congratulations. Great job.
I know, definitely. But we'll do it together. We'll get it.
How funny is that? Great,
Well, go play. Go play.
Thank you for coming on. But then, you did over summer.
I was thinking we'll do like a Friday night one year. We'll do a lot of time. Everyone's there.
One of the kids is Sylvester, my cousin.
So at this time, I'll entertain a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone wish to speak? I think we have to move the podium back, right?
We should.
Underneath the,
Good?
is it underneath?
Yep.
That's good.
Okay. And thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Jody Gaffredo, Oakland. you know.
You have to give your address, I'm sorry.
44 Sioux Avenue. You know, that was a great presentation, and I think it highlights a moment in my mind while I was sitting there watching Kids in Town. On October 31st, 2021, I took my youngest daughter trick-or-treating around the college section, which everybody likes to, and you know, walking around, there were people running for town council, hanging out, displaying big signs and all that. It wasn't nice to see on a day that you're walking around with kids. You know, and I hope this council here, including you, Mayor, would possibly seek out an ordinance of some sort to prevent that activity happening on a day such as Halloween. Kids being exposed to that. I mean, it was a trashy political season. I mean, we can all say that. And our kids were exposed to that. And can we have a day free of that with our kids?
And you're working on this great committee, that's why I'm thanking you.
I know, but I'm talking about
I know,
kids.
but I think that's important too.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't think that has anything to do with this.
No, but I'm saying thank you to you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. And so, you know, just if you guys can talk about that amongst yourselves, you know, I'd love to see that day be without a car with a big sign on it saying, elect me. My daughter's like, what's that? I'm like, next house.
Would you say who it was? So you remember who it was?
What?
I don't think it's important. Let's just move on.
Who was it?
Who was it?
Oh, my daughter? Oh,
No,
the sign?
no,
I think
the
it was Aaron Lorenz, I think, on the car.
Why?
Oh, the school board.
The school board, yeah. You know, it's just not needed. You know, can we have a day without that? Clever, but not for kids.
Children.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Thank you.
Anybody else wish to speak? If not,
Motion to close?
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
We have minutes from January 12th, 2022. There a motion to approve?
So moved?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Kamala.
Thank you.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Saliani.
Yes.
Councilman Slasinski.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van App.
Yes.
The meeting from January 26th, 2022.
So moved?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Saliani.
Yes.
Councilman Slasinski.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van App.
Yes.
Now for the executive meeting minutes, any changes or any discussion will have to be made during executive session. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the executive meeting of January 12th?
So moved?
Second.
Will there be any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Saliani.
Yes.
Councilman Slasinski.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van App.
Yes.
And there are minutes from the January 26th executive session.
So moved?
Second.
Will there be any discussion?
No.
Roll call.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Saliani.
Yes.
Councilman Slasinski.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van App.
Yes.
We already gave the presentation of the roller hockey teams, and that was very exciting. But they had to go play roller hockey. They had to go play hockey. So now we're up to the raffle license RL1417, and it's the licensee request is from Rebuilding Together North Jersey. The raffle will be on June 6, 2022, at 341 Rampo Valley Road at 7 p.m.
So moved?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Saliani.
Yes.
Councilman Slasinski.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van App.
Yes.
And now we have resolutions. I'll read all the resolutions, and if you want any pulled out, let us know. Resolution 2274 is to authorize the contract for the Special Counsel on Cannabis. This is to engage the services of an attorney experienced in cannabis licensing and law for 2022. The name of Ronald P. Mondello will be most advantageous to the borough. Funds are available by way of escrow account to compensate Mr. Mondello, and he submitted all the paperwork certifying that he has not made any disqualifying pay-to-play contributions. And in fact, there was a meeting with the Cannabis Committee, I guess you will discuss, and we
Yes.
met with him, and he's going to help us when people come forward who want to begin with the cannabis, either cultivation or manufacturing. 2275, Authorized Special Counsel for Water and Sewer Services. We received a proposal from John Napolitano, from Cleary, Jacoby, Alfieri, and Jacobs at a cost not to exceed $25,000. Our CFO has certified that funds are available. The contract is for professional services, so therefore no public bidding is required. 2276 is to hire a deputy court administrator, and all these resolutions have been discussed among the council, so it's not something new. This is just memorializing all our discussions. So 2276 is to hire the deputy court administrator, Tabish Tahir, as deputy court administrator, annual salary of $48,000, effective Monday, February 14th, 2022. 2277 is to hire a senior center bus driver. Timothy Clark will be hired as the senior center bus driver at a salary of $20 per hour, effective February 10th, 2022. 2278 is the authorized acquired time payout for Chris Eldridge. Chris Eldridge was a police officer who retired, and the CFO has certified the funds are available. He has, his payout is $192,529.48. It's accumulation of 240 hours of vacation time, $1,511.5 hours of sick time, 24 hours of personal time, 480 hours of compensatory time, and I guess he never took off.
Wow.
Yes,
Yes. Wow.
yes. You could say that again. Resolution.
That will be limited in the future because of the state law.
Resolution 2279, authorizing application to the Complete Streets Technical Assistance Program. And the primary benefit of Complete Streets is to improve safety, particularly for people who walk or bike, who are the most vulnerable users of the street. And there's also other positive outcomes. North Jersey Transportation Planning Authority's FY22 Complete Streets has an assistance program, and tonight to resolve as a resolution to submit an application to the Complete Streets Technical Assistance Program to receive free direct technical assistance services to complete a specific task related to advancing complete streets. 2280 is to award a contract for copiers. TGI Office Automation in West Caldwell has the state contract for Rico copiers desired. The lease and service cost for the 7 copiers will be $1,208 per month for 48 months, as per copy cost will be 49, no, it's not 49 cents. Right, that's not 49 cents, 49 hundredths of a cent. Yes, for black and white copies, so is it 49 cents?
Yeah.
No, and .049 for for color copies. 2281 is to award bid for the Iroquois Pumping Station improvements. On December 7, 2021, Oakland received 2 bids for the Iroquois Pumping Station improvements. VNL Inc. in Califon, New Jersey, had the lowest responsive bid for $582,500. The borough engineer and borough attorney have reviewed the bids, and the CFO has certified that the funds are available. 2282 is hired temporary technical assistant to the construction official at a salary of $40 per hour for 20 hours per week for approximately 18 weeks effective Monday, February 7, 2022 to Gail Bowles. 2283 is to authorize agreement for the 2022 tax appeal assistance. Integra Realty Resources will provide the services at a cost not to exceed $20,000. CFO has certified that the funds are available. 2284 is authorize a tax map maintenance services. The borough must update its tax maps annually. Civil Solutions will provide the services at a cost not to exceed $5,000, and the CFO has certified that the funds are available. 2285 is award contract 2022 reassessment services. Bergen County ordered a full reassessment to be done on all properties in the borough, and it was conducted by Associated Appraisal Group. The borough issued a request for proposals, and is the annual reassessment services in accordance with their proposal dated January 31st, 2022 for a cost of $55,000, and the CFO has certified that the funds are available. 22-86 authorize a contract for IT managed services for the boroughs to maintain the main network, police network, and fire department. Altitude Unlimited in Lyndhurst, New Jersey, has the state contract, and Altitude Unlimited has submitted a proposal for the services at an annual cost not to exceed $46,886, and the CFO has certified that the funds are available. 2287 is the approval of the 2021 LoSAP list, and that is pursuant to NJSA 48:14-191, emergency service organizations participating in Length of Service Awards Program, LoSAP, shall annually certify to the sponsoring agency a list of all volunteer members who have qualified for credit for the previous year. And 2288 authorized the grant application to Sustainable New Jersey. Sustainable Community seeks the quality of life for its residents. Oakland strives to save tax dollars, assure clean land, air, and water, improve working and living environments. Oakland is participating in Sustainable Jersey program, and the purpose is to apply for a grant in the amount of $2,000 in order to implement an education and reusable bag campaign for Oakland. And that's it.
Okay, Mayor, can I have 2287 pulled, please?
That is LoSAP.
Correct.
Yes.
2285.
2285 is
The reassessment.
the reassessment. Anybody else? If not, all others, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes?
Councilman Saliani.
Yes.
Councilman Slasinski.
Yes.
Councilman Salamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van Ack.
Yes.
Okay, we'll do it in chronological order. Councilman Talamini for 85, award contract 2022 reassessment services.
Just this is the reval?
Yes, this will be for the first year of the rolling reassessment program, or the annual reassessment program. It was part of the package that we discussed last year.
All right, good, yeah, because it's 55, I thought it was gonna be a lot more money, so that.
Well, so last year, the contract to do this initial reval, which would be the first time since 2011, was for $250,000. And now implementing a annual reassessment program going forward, so that we'll never have to spend that large chunk of money again in the future, because we'll keep our ratio up near 100%. The annual cost of that is $55,000.
Okay, thank you.
So do you want any
So-
other
so
questions
moved.
on that? Anybody?
Second?
I guess no other questions. Roll call.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Saliani.
Yes.
Councilman Slasinski.
Yes.
Councilman Salamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van Ack.
Yes.
Okay, 2287.
Mr. Mayor, I have to abstain from that because I'm a volunteer in town.
Okay, thank you for your work on the first day of school.
You're welcome.
Is there a motion?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Kamala.
I too have to abstain because I get a benefit for being on the fire department.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Abstain?
Councilman Saliani.
Yes.
Councilman Slasinski.
Yes.
Councilman Salamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van Ack.
Yes.
Ordinances, we have a final adoption of 22 Code 875. This is to amend the community garden fee. Is there a motion to open to the public?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone wish to speak on the ordinance to amend the community garden fee? Seeing none?
Motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Saliani.
Yes.
Councilman Slasinski.
Yes.
Councilman Salamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van Act.
Yes.
There is the ordinance, final adoption of 22 Bond 876. This is the sewer plant commissioning. There a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone wish to speak on this? Did you want to speak? This is the decommissioning. No? Anybody? Motion to close?
So moved.
Second?
Is there all in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Saliani.
Yes.
Councilman Slasinski.
Yes.
Councilman Salamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van Act.
Yes.
We have work session items. Engineering for the tennis court resurfacing.
Mayor, we ask that that be held this evening. We're still doing some more work on the project. We may be pursuing a different path.
Okay, so that'll be tabled for another time.
Bids have gone out for that?
We're pursuing utilizing a vendor via a co-op contract, which would not require formal bid specifications to be developed, which was the purpose of the discussion originally. So that we think may result in some cost savings and potentially a quicker turnaround time on the project. So as we get into that a little bit more, we'll keep you updated, Grant.
Okay.
The next one is the ordinance to amend section 59-9 appeals.
So,
That's you.
if you recall, we recently had an appeal from the Zoning Board of Adjustment, which is unusual in most communities these days under the current scheme. If there is an action of the Board of Adjustment in which someone feels aggrieved, they would go to Superior Court. We have an ordinance that's been in existence for quite some time that permitted the appeal of use variances to the mayor and council. It was suggested that that ordinance be repealed and that any appeal go directly to Superior Court. So the ordinance draft that you have in front of you does that. It repeals the section that would permit an appeal directly to the mayor and council.
So, right now, our ordinance states that if the applicant appeals, that goes to Superior Court.
The only appeal that would come to the governing body is the grant of a use variance. So the applicant, if it was a denial, would wind up going to court. The applicant will not be appealing the grant because they got what they asked for. So it would be an interested party who disagreed with the grant by the Board of Adjustment of that use variance that would appeal to the governing body.
So comments?
So okay, Counselor, just so I'm clear, so what you're saying is it'll go first to go to the courts before it comes to us, correct?
It would bypass you completely and would never come to you.
It would never come to us.
It would go to the court.
Which is what happened when the applicant was denied and
For
when...
the self-storage.
For the self-storage, remember that?
So I am fully in agreement of this. I think this appeal got very messy, to say the least, and I don't think that it keeps the politics out of this and puts it right back into the courts without coming in front of the governing body. So I would support that change.
And Brian, one clarification from my end. This would put us in line with other towns. Most towns use this process.
Most towns have eliminated the direct appeal to the governing body. I can't give you percentages, but I would say that, there are more that do not have this type of provision than do.
Okay.
So this will be, what's next step?
We've prepared the ordinance. It can be listed for introduction at the next meeting.
Okay, everybody's okay with that?
Yes.
All right, any new business?
Yes, Mayor, I just have one piece
Sure.
of, it's more of a question. Now that, and I guess this is for Mr. Combs, maybe he's the best person to answer this. Now that we've got the new sign downtown, who's responsible for removing the old signs that are in Rotary Park where the old sign
Rotary.
used to be? Okay, if it's
That-
Rotary's
That's
supposed to take it down?
Rotary's property.
So are we going to, has anybody sent a note to Rotary to have that removed? Because right now it's kind of an eyesore down there.
They had asked that it just be left there for a little while, and they are, I believe, making plans for what they're going to do with it. So we have been in contact with them since the new sign went up. But I can follow up with them tomorrow and see where they are in terms of making a decision.
Thank you.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I was thinking it would be nice if someone would paint a mural to go in that,
Of,
of the town.
oh. Well, I mean, you won't be anything.
Yeah, true. I'm sorry, correct.
Well, why don't you come to Rotary?
I hate to see it go to waste.
So why don't you come to Rotary, since they own it? They paid for the sign, it's the Rotary Park.
Well,
So maybe you'd like to come to Rotary meeting and talk about it. Would you like to?
you remember I came once, so maybe you should do it.
I will do it at the next Rotary meeting, I'll mention it.
I have some new business, unless somebody else has.
Yes,
I wanted to bring up something, our Access for All committee, we had our first meeting, I will make a report on that, but, so under new business would be, how do we better provide access to these meetings for people who have limitations to attend them? And beyond just sending an email and asking for it to be read, but I conferenced in at the last meeting, is there a way for members of the public who would have barriers to physically being here to participate during the open portions of the beginning and end of the meeting?
Of council
Of
meetings.
this
Of council
meeting.
meetings,
this meeting.
of these meetings.
Oh, not the Access for All meeting.
No, council
Oh.
meetings, any
Oh.
governing, like I mean, most commissions and committees are still meeting remotely and Zoom, but we're back in person. I think planning board is back in person. So those types of meetings that are here in our council chambers, would there be a way for a member of the public who wanted to speak be given access to do so during those open portions who physically couldn't get here?
I don't have an answer because
Yeah,
you're more
that's why I'm bringing it up.
You're more technologically experienced than I am, and you're with the OCC.
I think it's excellent. I think it's a great idea.
So, I don't know.
Mayor?
Did you talk to OCC?
Not about this, and just bringing it up, we just had the meeting last Thursday, so bringing it up here is something to suggest to the governing body and Rich, and
And you're going to talk about Access for All?
I will
Okay.
at my report.
Yeah, thanks.
So, another thing that I had under new business would be, I talked to Ron Beatty today, and this is a file from our social media website committee, a way to honor veterans that we've seen other towns, they sell banners for like 3 years, they'll sell a banner and put it up along the street, and it's an idea, I don't know, Pat, you might have already heard about that. And
I talked to Rich about it. The banners that are currently up are paid for by the business.
Right.
So we couldn't take them down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So an idea would be.
However, when the contract was signed, Michael, was there an end date?
Yes.
5 years.
3 years.
5 years.
Oh, 5 years? I thought it was 3.
And how many years are they up?
4.
Oh, 1 more year. So you could start planning now.
But why can't why couldn't you move on that anyway, so that you can at least take them down and put them up for Veterans Day?
Well, you
For
can't take
Memorial
them
Day,
down,
Memorial Day.
but I don't think you can take them
So
down because they signed
Basically,
the contract.
what I
but you start
understand,
planning.
what I understand other towns do is they sell for 3 years. A family can purchase, like I could purchase one for my 2 grandfathers who both served in World War II, and you could put up their picture and their name and the years underneath it, and would be for 3 years that they do that for
You should talk to the
Veterans Day.
American Legion. I would think that they would be.
Ron Beatty is the one that, he
Right.
spoke to me also, and he spoke to,
So the idea, this is what I'm bringing up, this is what I'm getting to.
Right.
Because
Go ahead.
that has merit, and maybe that could happen other ways, but what we maybe could do this year, and I brought this up through the social media committee, all about honoring our veterans here in town and boosting up our social media. So what I suggested is that we would put a bio and the service picture, and a little bio of veterans, as many as we can collect that would be comfortable with doing that. Their service picture, years of service, any campaigns they served in, with branch, anything about them, but of course within a certain number of characters that social media provides. And leading up to Memorial Day and leading up to Veterans Day,
Well, do you
every
know
day
this-
make posts on social media honoring our veterans.
Now,
who
just so
does that?
you know, I spoke to Councilman Pignatelli from the Vietnam Veterans is having a ceremony in March at the American Legion.
Mhm.
And this could be like a kickoff. They have been coming to me and talking to
Yeah.
me. And I don't know, are they coming, it's at the American Legion, is it being
Yeah,
originated
unfortunately,
from?
American Legion meets the night of the council meeting, so
Oh.
I can't go to that.
So they're having a meeting tonight.
Yes.
Ron's gonna bring it up to everybody
Okay.
at the meeting, that we're looking to collect service pictures and bios, so we could post every day, 2 a day, whatever, but honor our veterans before Memorial Day and before Veterans Day every year, and really highlight that through social
very
media.
nice.
because-
You know who does that already? ShopRite.
Perfect.
They have all our pictures up.
Love it.
Because I got
That makes it
I-
even
your
easier.
picture's
Don't
up there.
look for mine, no.
I didn't see your picture.
It's
So
up
that's
there.
something I hope we can do.
It's up there, but don't look for it.
I'll look for it now.
Something I hope we could do.
I'm gonna be looking for Pat's picture at ShopRite. That's very nice.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
And speak to Ron about
I
the
will.
it's the Vietnam Veterans ceremony in March in the afternoon at the American Legion Hall.
Yes, I don't know if anybody here goes to Lake Apacon, but they do that for the
No.
service members, Councilman Van Eck. They have it for a couple of miles. That's how many service
impressive.
members from there.
They have their photos, the
Yeah, their
picture?
photos, yep,
Lake Apacon.
yep, Lake Apacon.
Nice.
I think Fairlawn does it too.
You know.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
Thank you.
very nice. All right, any other new business? Any old business? Yes.
We're gonna be meeting with the engineering firm for traffic, the 16th of March, right? John? I think it's March 16th,
Councilman, I don't recall what the date is.
yeah.
It is in March. Don't recall the exact
Let me
date.
see, maybe I have it on the computer.
Unfortunately, Frank is sick again. He has an upper respiratory, he's pretty serious condition.
Oh,
So,
well, you made a good presentation last time yourself.
yeah, but he's the technical,
Yes, yes.
he's the
yes.
brains of the outfit. I'm just the
looks.
the looks, yeah. Is that the 16th?
Councilman, it's actually on March 2nd.
March 2nd?
Yeah, it was sooner than the
Good.
16th, I knew that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any old business?
I have, did we do anything about the form, to fill out the form on the website to be, for,
Volunteers.
for the volunteers to sign up?
Yeah, we are working on that. Doing it as a fillable PDF is easy. We are looking at whether or not we have to buy additional software for the website in order to enable that feature for that. But it is something we're working on, Russell.
Okay, thank you.
I have some old business too.
Go ahead.
Watching the news, New York, New Jersey, Rhode Island, I just saw Governor McKee has a plan to roll out the mask mandate and lifting the mask mandates. I don't know if there's any plans for Oakland, a timeline, looking at what New York, what Murphy just did with schools, if there's any
The
timeline.
March 7th?
What's that? Yeah, is there any timeline for Oakland's Borough building mask mandate that Rich has had in effect?
I asked Richard, and I thought the Board of Health was gonna talk about it, but it's up to the council.
I
thought it was
can
up to
tell you
Rich.
it's something that I'm looking at. It's something that I'm monitoring, and hopefully much sooner rather than later, but I don't have an exact date the way the governor put out at this point.
Could, in the newspaper, there was, it said still municipal buildings were required, government buildings were required.
Well, it's based on guidance, whereas what the governor did with the schools, it was actually one of his executive orders, one of his mandates.
Right.
So a little bit different
Okay, yeah,
situation.
okay.
But yes, Councilman, it is something that we're looking at.
Is there any timeline?
In terms of a firm date for when it's going to
When
change?
you're
at this
gonna
point?
lift
No.
your mask mandate?
No, not right now.
Unfortunate.
Any other old business? Okay, well, you're speaking, why don't you start with the committee reports?
Sure thing. I'll start with finance. We just had a meeting the other day at the library. It was very productive. We reviewed the budget. We looked at prior year budgets with David. We're really going through and finding what the fiscal responsible path is, what the small, again, we have a small government fiscal responsible approach, but we must maintain service and quality of life here in Oakland that we all enjoy. And that's a tough thing to meet, because there's such a small percentage of our budget that is outside of what we call the cap, which is by state statute. And that's even a smaller sliver of that very small sliver of the tax base that we have to really work on. And it's incredibly challenging when there's really urgent things that need to be addressed and things that have to be done. And we went back and we looked at Oakland's history and how we got here and what increases have been in the past year, years that there have been very little increases, years that have been large increases, how we're putting things in different funds, how we're being responsible when it comes to what we saw today with Officer Eldridge's retirement to almost nearly $200,000 payout. And being smart and looking at and forecasting when they're going to be and putting away, $90,000 a year in order to meet those needs when they hit in our budget, instead of taking that entire hit, like we were talking about just before with the tax assessment, and why we're spreading that over years instead of just doing it all at one time. And this is a really smart plan to get us to a pay-as-you-go process in our community. We're working hard on this. We have a great CFO. I want to thank Kevin for being on the committee, Russ for everything he did up until I was able to take over this committee and commission assignment. And we are moving this community forward in a very responsible way to get us to paying down our debt service, to get to a pay-as-you-go and be able to meet those requirements that we already know and can forecast over the course of the next 5 years that we know we're going to have to pay, or we know that we're going to have to deal with. And sort of understanding how we got to this point where we are right now and effectively planned for last year. So it was a very intellectual meeting. It was a very math-oriented meeting. A lot of spreadsheets. They do a great job with it, and I'm happy to be serving as in a leadership role on the Finance Committee. And we'll see. We've got a budget that we'll be presenting soon enough. The Recreation Commission.
And thank you for the meeting. It was very good.
Yeah, it was a great meeting.
Yes.
It really was. It was at the time you would think, but an hour and a half flew by like this. It wasn't enough time.
And it's a meeting you have to have in person.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have Recreation Commission. We have baseball, softball signups. There's a $30 late fee if you don't sign up on time. So if you want to avoid that $30 late fee, please sign up as soon as possible. We also have all our sports clinic signups open right now, so go to oaklandrec.org, it's oaklandrec.org, and sign up. The OCC, we are now broadcasting our Ramapo Hills Board of Education meeting, so that's exciting. You can look for that. We want to thank the TV committee for stepping up to do that, because it's even more time out of their busy lives that they're allowing for that broadcast and that transparency for Ramapo Hills Board of Education. So that's wonderful. We're looking for volunteers for our newsletter and social media committee. We're doing a whole revamp of our social media. We've got a great page, but we're making it better. So one thing that we just had this past weekend was a post about our DPW and how hard they worked during that storm. And I want to thank all our DPW, all our workers out there plowing and salting our roads, because everybody knows Oakland has one of the best roads in the area. We all know that, and our friends in neighboring towns tell us that, so it must be true. So that was a beautiful post that really told a human story of somebody who was just so exhausted, but you could see what it meant to him and what this community is all about by making that type of a post. And I hope we continue to make posts like that, and I'm very encouraged by the direction social media is going in. But we're looking for more volunteers. Our Access for All committee had our first meeting. I want to thank Jody, who stepped up as our chairperson, and and Kerry for stepping up as secretary, and for all the members who showed up for our first meeting. I know we're recruiting a few more members. We're trying to get those citizen leadership forms.
I have a list.
She's a new member, just recruited her.
Wonderful. Yep,
Grant,
Deb's on the committee too, so.
I have an old list of past years people have shown interest. I'll get the list to you.
Good. We are going to be applying for a grant. I want to thank whoever sent that to me initially. We're applying for a grant for doing some fundraising and looking how we can support different ways in which we can integrate this Access for All into various events. Some ideas that were thrown around is working with public events, maybe opening up the town carnival an hour early to individuals with various developmental disabilities, and some other things that were thrown out there that you do as in conjunction with functions that are already happening in the community.
And I gave Jody the contact name in Mawa. They are an incredible group. And I Googled, if you Google Mawa Access for All, it shows all the activities.
In an hour-long meeting, we had quite the list of goals already set out. There's a meeting schedule that will be published and updated on our borough website. You can get in touch with us and see what our schedule is.
Thank you. Thank you all for participating in that group. That's so special.
Yeah, I'm honored to be a part of getting this reignited, and none of it would happen without our great volunteers, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right, happy Valentine's Day, everybody, and happy healthy weekend if anybody's traveling for Valentine's Day.
Do you know that Friday is Lincoln's birthday? And there was some, I don't know, the banks closed? Are the banks closed?
No, there's a President's Day, isn't there? that
No,
they
but
combine the
some
two?
towns have
Oh, yeah,
closed
some
on
do?
Friday, and I think the courts are closed.
Okay.
Yep, so.
Just, Councilman Vanek, I just heard you mention the carnival, opening it up early for, so if there's questions about that stuff, if you want, there's a Zoom meeting on the 15th for public events. So you could, come attend that and bring it up. I'll bring it up at the meeting.
Okay, yeah, I'll talk to you about that. There was a few ideas about some of the public events we had and how Access for All could do something with that to provide access for all or participate.
That's great.
Help boost up the events that we already have.
Okay.
So, again, enjoy your President's Day, long weekend, Valentine's Day, and thank you, Mayor. Appreciate
No,
it.
thank you for that. Thank you all for that. I'm so excited that you're
Me
doing
too.
that.
It's great.
Yeah.
I just have a really brief report. I just want to echo what the mayor said before. The police chief said, is please, no dogs down at the rec field. It's not unsafe for small children, and also with the feces that are left behind. We are currently scheduling several meetings in the next couple of weeks. One is going to be a meeting with the police department and the fire department and first aid squad, and as well as OEM. So our community is getting ready to start moving forward. And really, that's all I have as a report. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman.
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
You saved it all for Councilman Pignatelli.
Yeah, I have to beg your indulgence because I do have several things to report on tonight, so I'll take some of your time. But I'd really like to thank Councilman Van Neck for stepping up for the Access for All. He had a full boat of committee meetings, and he still volunteered for Access for All. So thank you, Councilman Van Neck. Thank you for stepping forward. We had the Cannabis Committee meeting the other night. The attorney, Ron Mondello, was there. He gave us 2 or 3 suggestions on things we should change or amend in the ordinance that we do have. But I have to tell you, he couldn't stop complimenting us, right, Mayor?
Actually, I guess it's you for the ordinance.
Yeah. Well, all the work that we did,
Yeah,
because we worked 5 months. We worked 5 months on the ordinance, and I think we picked the best for Oakland, excluding retail stores in town. So he just said we're way ahead of all the other towns that he counsels. So thank you to the Cannabis Committee because they did do a lot of work. Hazardous Waste Day. I'm just going to read the dates for Mawa because that's the closest. And this is a day that you can bring old gasoline, old paint, old herbicides, old pesticides, fluorescent bulbs, anything that is a hazardous chemical that you want disposed of, bring it up to Mawa. And they're on Saturday, May 14th, July 16th, and September the 10th from 9 until 3. I've gone there a couple of times. Just get there early because there is a long line. So I would get there for 8:30, to be up front. But they do move fast. They're very, very well coordinated. The Environmental Commission, this is where I ask for a little indulgence. I know from time to time, some people will say, well, what does that committee do? Do we really need them? How much can they do in a committee? But I just want to read you what the Environmental Commission did. This is their annual report for 2021. The Oakland Environmental Commission assisted in the Sustainable Oakland Green Team with the Roots for Rivers Restoration Project in Great Oak Park. The Commission assisted planting hundreds of native riparian plantings along the C1 waterway within the park. The plantings are expected to help trout production as the roots from the trees make the waterways cooler, thus with more trout production. This grant was funded from Sustainable New Jersey and Watershed Institute. The Commission also assisted the Sustainable Oakland Green Team with the planting of a pollinator garden next to the art sculpture in the park. Over 100 plants were planted, most in looking forward to a full bloom in 22. The Commission remains ready to support and advise on proper environmental practices as the park continues to develop. Litter and cleanup. The Oakland Environmental Commission hosted 5 executive cleanup events, most recently in April 21. The Commission focused on recreation fields, Stewart Woods, and Great Oak Park. Commission enlisted volunteers from local scouts. Over a dozen residents and volunteers came out. Just as a little aside, the cleanup for this year is going to be April 30th. So if you have children in high school that need community volunteer points, this is an excellent opportunity for them. We go to the 5 local parks here in town, clean up all the litter, and it's a nice bonding for our young children, bonding to why we need to keep the environment clean and why we need to keep Oakland clean. So I suggest to all the residents out there, if you have children that need community service points, this is a great opportunity for them, April the 30th of this year. Sandy Beach, the Commission has actively sought alternative methods for the acquisition of Sandy Beach parcel for passive recreation. In 2021, the Commission enlisted the support of the Land Conservancy of New Jersey to try to seek additional interest from the property owner to sell. GIS mapping project. The Commission has actively working on a GIS mapping project to map the borough's open space. The Commission has secured software and is actively working on inputting data for 22. If anybody wants to know what the GIS mapping is going to do, it's going to show an inventory of our parks, trails, the recreation complex, geology layers of the town, vegetation, mapping of natural resources, and eventually this will be put on our town website for you to review. Battery recycling, the Commission continues our battery recycling program in Borough Hall lobby. In 2021, 3 5-gallon cartons were collected and recycled. Please don't throw your batteries in the garbage. This is an excellent opportunity. It's at the Borough Hall entrance. As soon as you walk in, there's a bucket there to put your batteries in. PFOS water update. The Commission has remained engaged in the ongoing discussions about PFOS levels in the borough's water system. The Commission attended a public information session with borough professionals and has advocated in providing updated information to the residents. Just so Mr. Coons knows about this, two of our members are environmental engineers, and they deal with PFOS recycling many times. So they'll be giving Mr. Coons a call because I think they have some great suggestions regarding that. Roosevelt Riverfront Park. The Commission remains engaged in Roosevelt Riverfront Park project, which is a passive recreation park along Roosevelt Boulevard. The park is being funded by a grant from the Bergen County Board of Commissioners. The Commission visited the site in early 2021 to explore ideas which are included in the park design. Those suggestions have led to elements such as flora and fauna signage, ADA accessible fishing dock, and a trail system, something you'd be interested in for access for all. They have a accessible fishing dock. Stormwater management, the Commission hosted a stormwater management public information session in late 2021, led by representatives from Boswell Engineering. Topics included best practices for stormwater runoff, as a homeowner, green infrastructure, design elements in downtown, and outreach materials for residents. The information session was later published on the borough's YouTube channel and posted for the public. Just a shout out to Matt Goodrich. If you notice on our dais, we now have outlets accessible for us to plug our iPads into.
Oh, that's from Matt?
Yeah, Matt Goodrich, our resident electrician, put these in along the whole dais so that we could just plug right in rather than reaching behind us and possibly tripping over wires.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. Good job, Matt. Environmental
My
Commission.
socket doesn't work though, Matt. No, I'm kidding.
You didn't put it in. You gotta put something in.
Correct, that's done intentionally, just so you know.
He knew where I sat, that's why.
And I believe that's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Sorry for the
Councilman.
long time.
Yes. Just the Public Events Committee, again, what a wonderful committee, what a wonderful group of people. We're always looking for new members, so anyone interested in volunteering, please pick up a form at the town hall and fill it out and join the Public Events Committee. There is a Zoom meeting at 7:30 on February 15th for the public events, and we'd be happy to have you there. Other than that, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman?
Thank you, Mayor. Water and sewer update, Skyview Highbrook sanitary system sewer lining. The last section of the line is on schedule to be completed today. The project will be complete except for minor lawn restoration work this spring. The water main improvements within the Pleasureland area, Doty Road, final service work is scheduled also for today, and the detour signs will be removed by the contractor. Lakeview Terrace work continues and is expected to be completed by the first week of March, weather permitting. Grandview and Mountain Views Avenues, work is scheduled to start the first week of March and is expected to be completed by the middle of April, again, weather permitting. Library update, very short one today. For today, I've just been asked to continue to get the word out about the meeting rooms being available for residents and nonprofits free of charge. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman?
Thank you, Mayor. So I attended my second Shade Tree meeting last night. So Shade Tree meets the first Monday of every month. Great committee, great people. I'm looking forward to doing some good things. We're closing down an ordinance that'll be coming out soon. But one of the things they've done, and they really need credit for, they started adopting the tree program this year. We already have 18 individual households signed up in Oakland for it. So I think it's close to 25 trees at this point. So it's a great point. It's a great cause. They are looking for one additional member. So if anyone's interested in joining the Shade Tree Committee, please reach out. We're looking for one more member. And then that's it from the Shade Tree. From the DPW standpoint, well, first of all, special thanks. There was a personal water break at 202, which affected my house and neighbors. And if you wake up in the morning when your kids go to shower and there's no water, you understand how it is. So I can't thank DPW for fixing that so quickly this morning for everybody. From DPW, metal collection. Metal waste is collected monthly curbside on the second Thursday of each month. February's metal collection is scheduled for tomorrow, February 10th. Refrigerators, washers, dryers, lawnmowers, and any other smaller metal items will be collected. Only items containing Freon require prior notification to Public Works, as these items are picked up separately and cannot be compacted. For questions, please reach out directly to DPW or refer to the recycling newsletter in the Borough calendar. Residents who are looking to dispose of used electronics can make an appointment for curbside pickup by calling Public Works Service Building at 201-337-8104 before 4 p.m. Wednesday, February 16th. Future electronic disposal dates fall on every first and third Wednesday of the month. Remember, you must call Public Works to place the order. Again, that number is 201-337-8104. Recycling barrels are up for purchase. If residents would like to purchase a recycling barrel, they can stop by Public Works at 63 Oak Street, Barrels are $15 or free to a new residence. Only cash or exact amount of personal checks will be accepted. And potholes, due to continuously changing weather conditions, residents may notice increased number of potholes on local streets. Public Works road crews will be out on a weekly basis repairing holes as weather conditions allow. Our residents can help by reporting potholes directly to the Department of Public Works Service Building by calling 201-337-8103 or by filling out a service request on the Borough website. That's my report.
Thank you.
Mayor, I forgot one thing, if I
You
could.
did.
Sorry about that. The Environmental Commission is looking for an additional member. So if anyone is interested in the environment, keeping Oakland clean, participating in some of the projects that I read, like the GIS mapping, which is going to be fantastic for the town, please fill out the leadership form at Borough Hall for the Environmental Commission. Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor, just one more thing.
Yes.
Just as we've been doing every meeting on the Patriots Way Bridge, once again, the engineer provided a report. He said the Patriots Way Bridge remains safe for vehicular and pedestrian traffic. The next follow-up detailed inspection is on June 22nd, June of 22. And right now, the current replacement cost for the bridge is $5.66 million. I did attend yesterday's Congressman Gottheimer had a town hall meeting. He's still touting that we're getting the money there. I did put in a question asking when the money's going to be released. Unfortunately, I did not receive an answer, but we'll continue to work with his office. Thank you.
Well, if there's nothing else, then we'll go on to motion open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And you're ready to come.
Ready to come. William Sisti, 12 Eagle Crest, Oakland. I just wanted maybe the next meeting, whoever does the updates on the sidewalks on Ramapo Valley Road from Franklin to the north end can give us an update, since I live on the north end of town. I sometimes like to walk halfway down the road anyway, so it'd be nice not to walk on the path. And then, not tonight, whenever you get to it. And then second thing, I'm on the Oakland TV committee. If we have any volunteers, we're always looking for new volunteers to help in the broadcast of what you're watching right now. So
Now,
any
did you hear Councilman Benek talk about if, is that possible? Are we allowed to do that if someone wants to call in?
Can a resident call in our meeting and
Okay.
pose a question to the council?
I know
I
in
don't think
Grants-
right now.
That's a whole policy you're
That's
going to
yeah.
have to set up and make sure it's available to everyone, and you're going to have the system in place to do so, that you can actually hear.
Yeah, it would be like a partial, there'd be a Zoom portion of the public. I'm sure the technology is there, it just has to be worked out.
I think this is something that we may need to bring to the administration committee first as far as the
Yeah.
policy is concerned, and then work on the technical aspect once that goes through.
Yeah, I'm sure
Well,
like
for a
most
while,
anything.
Ramsey wasn't allowing the public in, but they could call in.
There are some towns that have done that,
Right.
but remember, your DCA guidance is the default is a public meeting. And this will probably evolve over the next 2 months. Certainly you can do a hybrid, but whether that will continue, we will see.
Thank you.
And could you give an update on the walkway?
The walkway, there was one property owner in which we needed to obtain an appraisal. That appraisal should be available for the next meeting. I was communicating with the appraiser today.
In general, construction would start in 2022 sometime, theoretically.
The answer is yes.
Theoretically.
Okay, thank you very much.
You didn't say realistically, U.S., but theoretically.
Thank you.
That's why you got to prompt yes.
Hi, I'm Kathleen McCarthy, 10 Dakota Avenue. I wanted to just revisit the tax reassessment. I don't know about the format of the meetings. I know you guys voted on something, but I think that was like number 85.
So what is the question?
Was it mentioned that there were, going forward, there were going to be annual reassessments? Is that what was said?
Yes, it'll be an annual reassessment program.
So someone will be coming to our home and coming in?
No, it won't involve re-inspecting every property every year. Under the program, all of the properties get looked at. Approximately a quarter of them are scheduled for some manner of inspection.
So like
that-
CO inspections?
Right, so basically over a 4 or 5 year span, the properties are inspected. They're not all done in 1 year. All of the assessments are looked at, comp sales are looked at and whatnot to make adjustments with the idea of keeping the assessed values as close to the actual market values as possible on a year-to-year basis.
So, but when you say properties are being looked at, are you talking about permits? Like that sort of looking at a property?
No,
or
looking
how-
at the assessments and whether or not any adjustments need to be made so that they reflect true market value.
Is that by neighborhood, or how do you choose property?
They will all be looked at in that manner every year.
I don't think he answered the question.
I think maybe to clarify, a rolling reassessment program is usually divided into 4 or 5 years. That 4 or 5 year period will have inspections of 20 or 25% of the actual properties. However, what is required pursuant to the statute is that the entire community be reviewed. And those 80 or 75% that are not reviewed will be reviewed from the sales, neighborhood trending, added assessments, permits, etc. So the intention is every year the assessments are evaluated and you will get an updated assessment card every year. The community I live in has been doing it for years. I was inspected last year. Probably won't be another 4 or 5 years till there's another inspection.
But we had just to clarify, because it is, to me, it sounded confusing, their answers.
Yeah.
But, so everybody got reassessed this year.
Correct.
Now, next year, what happens next year?
Next year, every assessment will be reevaluated to make sure that everything is in accord with market trends. And 20% or 25% of the properties will be inspected.
So and I think you asked this, does that mean someone has to go to that
Yes.
house?
Yes.
And that would be 25%.
Right.
And that would be, those 25% would be chosen how? Is it random?
It's going to be selected by neighborhoods in all likelihood. The reassessment company usually divides the towns into quadrants and will then inspect certain areas that they've divided. They have the whole plan, they file it with the county and say, this is how we intend to do it.
And what is the state guidance on that?
The state, when you say the
Is
state.
it supposed to be every 10 years? What are the reassessment guidelines for?
There are no specific guidelines. It depends on where your ratio is and how that relates to actual true value for revaluations or reassessments. But a rolling reassessment is intended to cut the cost of doing revaluations, reassessment, let's say every 10 years, which is usually when it comes out.
Right.
Were your questions answered?
The reason, so I was involved in the switch, and the reason we switched, I know this is not supposed to be a debate, but I think this will clear it up for you. Doing that would be, this is much more, as I gave my finance committee report, the fiscally responsible path for the town. So as a taxpayer, it's going to cost you less to do this reassessment by doing a rolling reassessment over the years versus doing it all at one time. So the reason we went in this direction, as opposed to how we used to do it, was to be fiscally responsible and save the town money.
Right, because how much did it cost us for this full reassessment?
This was about $250,000.
$250,000.
And we did it because we were required by the county.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're required by the county to do it, so we preferred it. We decided, again, I was involved in this process from last year, to go forward doing it this way because it's cheaper.
Okay. So then if one last question about it, so if part of the formula is looking at market trends?
They look at the houses, for example, you know that the prices of houses when in that past year have just gone crazy. Correct. Because people were bidding on, I know I do a lot of real estate, overbidding. And so, but your assessed value was way under what those houses were selling for.
Correct.
So when the county looks at this and says, you know, it's time. But I think we were deferred because of the pandemic, weren't we supposed to do it?
So essentially, the county orders the reassessment when your ratio drops below 80%. So we were ordered to undertake the revaluation for 2020. That was stayed for a year due to the pandemic and challenges with that. So we undertook it last year. Just so everybody's aware, the proposed value letter should be mailed out to all residents starting probably this Friday or so. So probably within the next week or so, residents should start to receive those. The letter will have a process that residents can follow if they want more information or they want to talk with the reval company about their proposed assessment, ask questions. They can get a copy of their property record card. All of that information will be in the letter.
Okay. Is it possible, though, for taxes to go down? Like, let's say?
Yes.
Yes,
All right.
yes, I mean, I was surprised, what did you tell me yesterday?
It's preliminary, so.
You're not gonna tell me, okay, we're not telling you.
I mean, basically, all things being equal, the total taxes paid should not change
Right.
unless there is an increase in the budget. So even though values may be increasing, that valuation is to be taken into account for the entire community. So the effective taxes will not change.
Okay. All right, thank you. I've taken a lot of your time up.
Anybody else? Motion to close,
So moved.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Bills to be paid, and
Bill-
that,
Bills to be paid, $477,736.12. So moved.
Second.
any questions, and you can vote if you read the bills list. Roll call.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Saliani.
Yes.
Councilman Slisinski.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Councilman Van Ack.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn,
So moved.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
The next meeting will be right here on February 23rd. Be safe, good night.
So I didn't know that.